Bloody hell no. I'm still called all four-letter words that you could think of.
You just grab me that banana from the...
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah, thanks.
Good heavens. I mean, I like the shorts, but you know, you can have a bit shorter. It's a bit limp.
By the way, you put more emphasis on the Volvo than Caroline.
She had a better beer than I do, you know. So, and we're going up to it. And other guys and girls wanted to get in on the action.
Hi, and welcome back to Taxi Talk. Joining me today, I'm obviously David Hunter, and appreciate you spending time, ladies and gentlemen, joining us. I hope you stay with us till the end because this is going to be one of the best. We've got Jodie who's joining me as co-presenter. Hello, Jodie.
Hi, David.
And we've got Paul Newbery.
Hi, David. Hi, Jodie.
Hi,
Paul. Paul is going to be entertaining. Let me tell you about Paul. So Paul is from Elite Taxis.
Yeah, it was just Elite.
Just
nothing
Elite.
else needed, just Elite.
And you're based where?
In Liverpool, Merseyside.
Merseyside. So Paul runs a fleet there. Also driving as well, aren't you?
Also driving, yes. Yeah.
And there's also something special about you, isn't there, as well? What else do you do?
Yes, I'm a gay. Oh, no, sorry, no, the other one. So I'm a priest.
You're a priest?
I'm a priest, yes.
And gay?
And gay, yes.
Well, that's not new, is it?
Well, it's new to be said on camera, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You are the only gay priest taxi fleet owner in the country, aren't you?
I would say that, yes. I would say that.
Such a claim to fame.
I would say that.
So we can learn many things from you today.
Well, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not in the remit, but if I could teach you something, you know.
I'm also going to play a game later. I'm going to see if Jodie here can convert you.
Well, listen, it's a great idea, but I don't think it's going to happen.
To the Catholic Church.
No, I am liberal Catholic.
Yeah.
So I'm not Roman Catholic, I'm liberal Catholic.
So how do the two interplay? Priesthood and, you know, is there a benefit there?
I think it's very similar because we, as priests, we're very about the people. And as a fleet owner, as an operator, and I mean, I don't really like saying the word fleet owner. I call myself an operator because I'm the chap that is there for everybody else. And in the same way, you know, we do things with drivers and look after them in ways that other operators might not do. And do I think that's because I'm a priest or because I'm a nice chap or because I've got nothing else better to do? No, I think it's because I'm a nice chap. But the priesthood certainly helps to give that, you know.
Do drivers kind of treat you differently because they think, well, I've got to be nice to him otherwise because, the great divine might...
Bloody hell no. I'm still called all four-letter words that you could think of.
Really?
I mean, you know, and some of them I haven't heard of before, but, you know, I know that drivers are drivers. You know, they want to earn money, they want to be looked after, they want to be treated well. And you know, drivers get antsy, and if that happens, that happens. I can't do nothing about it.
Paul, do you think that that's changed a lot in more recent years? Do you think that power shift as...
I think it has. I think that drivers have gone through a lot of hard stuff with COVID, cost of living and this, that and the other. And, you know, I remember when I first started driving cabs, when I first started actually 30 years ago with 5.7s in Colchester, the owner of the firm had a jolly nice car. And the managers had a jolly nice car, and that's how it was. Yeah. And all these managers and owners swanned around in these beautiful motors. And historically, that's always happened, you know. And even I just swan around in an S-Class. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm backing the trend here at all, but drivers think I'm in a Skoda and I'm trying to make my living, and they're swanning around in this beautiful car. Where's that money coming from? My pocket.
When you were in Colchester, were you in the priesthood at that point?
No.
Or were you quite a student, or were you from Colchester?
Yeah. So I was born in Colchester. I drove 5.7s when I was 16, washing cars.
That's the firm. There's a firm. I used to have a girlfriend in Colchester, and it's Hawaii Five-O.
Hawaii Five-O. Very interesting story.
I used to love that branding.
So the owner of Hawaii Five-O, foreign chap, can't think of his name now, and I worked for them at one point. He used to be partners with Tim, who was the owner of 5.7s. Then they had a bit of a row, and then he went off and started another firm. Then Tim went down the road, nicked the radio and all the bits of paper with the bookings on, and then about an hour and a half later, this tiny little WPC came up to the office and said, "I'm here to investigate you for theft of a cab office, but I don't quite know where to start." It was doggy then, and you know, and drivers were never considered. It was always what the staff, the owners did, and the drivers were that second
And they didn't
citizen.
really have a say, did they?
Oh God, no.
Years ago.
No, but then we were controllers. We weren't operators
yeah.
or dispatchers.
We
We were
controlled
controllers.
everything they did.
We controlled the jobs going out.
Yeah.
We controlled whether the driver came back
Yeah.
or sat. We controlled when they could come in the office. We controlled whether they got this, whether they got
Yeah.
that. We were controllers. And in those days, from a passenger point of view, it was better because you could get a car. From a driver point of view, you were controlled. Nowadays, with apps and everything like that,
It's
driver
flipped,
logs
hasn't
on.
it?
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
You know, it was 6-7 years ago when I started driving in a cab in a beautiful Skoda Octavia. Other cars are available, thank heavens. You know, you didn't go to the office.
No.
Don't see anybody. And this is a huge problem now. So, you know, as a priest, I deal with a lot of people. I mean, I do have an advantage as a priest because, you know, when I preach, people stay. When I do karaoke, people leave. It's one of them. But, you know, no, I just think the two work really, really well together.
So how did you get from Colchester to Liverpool? What was
Train.
that? A train, yeah.
It's a great service. You might have heard of them.
Were you,
They're electric. Dave.
was
You
it a
probably-
relationship that took
No,
you there?
so
or-
I moved from Colchester and I've travelled around a bit. I mean, some crass people will say I've got around a bit, but that's a vicious rumour spread by, you know, other people who know me far better. I travelled around. I went down to the southwest to Plymouth. I was an educational officer for Wildlife Park.
Yeah.
I ran nightclubs.
But the animals complained.
Well, apparently, hands-on approach isn't always best, according to the RSPCA, who knew? But no, I used to take animals round to schools and show kids and this, that and the other, so that was quite good. Then I went into the pub trade. But cabs is always quite infectious. And I say this all the time, you know, people who get into this business, there's this gap, it's a drug.
I think if you've got a personality, you generally like people, it's the best job
I
on
love
on
people.
play. If
I
you
love
like
people.
talking to people, because you get somebody's life story for 5 minutes, and then... you know,
5 minutes, sorry, had I overrun?
in your case, 30 seconds. Yeah. Mind you're getting older now, it probably goes a bit longer.
Well,
your
yes,
journey.
I have just celebrated my, if we can bleep this one out, 47th birthday.
You said you was 23.
That's what my grinder says, so if we can
okay.
bleep the 47
Okay.
out, that'd be
And
amazing.
what's Grindr?
Oh, it's well, actually, to be fair, it's a great app for dating, and I also got an airport job off it once. So
So it's good for dispatching too.
well, it's certainly good for finding parking spots.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got up to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Did you strike?
Well, I was in Manchester beforehand. I was running
Yeah.
running a bar just off Canal Street. I moved to Liverpool because I wanted peace and quiet, which I certainly have got. And I know people go, peace and quiet in Liverpool, but you do get it. Scousers are wonderful people, and, you know, they take you in and, you know, they don't stand for the nonsense.
I loved Liverpool.
It's classless, Liverpool, in a good way. Doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah.
you instantly accept
Yeah.
it, and they're very proud of their
So
city
that's
there.
probably why I loved it, David.
I lived there for 2 years, and it doesn't matter who you are, they're very proud. And if you're proud of their city, they, you know, the other thing I noticed, everyone seems to know John Lennon there. You know, they all know the Beatles personally.
Well, you say this. You get visitors coming to the airport, and if I'm going to John Lennon to pick up, and I say to them, just walk past the yellow submarine to the pickup point.
Yeah.
And they go,
Great
what's a yellow submarine got to do with the airport?
Oh yeah, I suppose I was there back in the
You know.
80s. It's a whole generation not heard
Yeah,
of the Beatles.
no, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. They don't know what a yellow submarine has.
So,
So I studied theology, and then obviously I got ordained, and I drove because that worked in between studying. And then I was looking at it, and interestingly enough, my first ops license I got in 2020, January the 24th, 2020. And as we all know, that's the best time to start a business that wasn't going to go anywhere. so that's what happened. And I thought, bloody hell, what am I going to do here? So I did school runs and that sort of thing, and, you know, and I did a beautiful Black V class, and we did school runs, and it was wonderful. And then I thought, right, COVID's gone, I need to start this up again, and I need to be able to get drivers to have access to better work, you know, some of the great work that's going on. And I thought, me and a couple of lads would have a bit of a laugh, wouldn't we? Well, we did have a bit of a laugh, to be fair. It was wonderful. But then other guys and girls wanted to get in on the action. And before you know it, elite was we went from elite to be just elite. I mean, you know, if you are elite, you need no other words to express yourself. You know, you can get away if you're perfect with a company with just one word as a title. No dig, David. But
Take.
Yeah, take. Which is actually, since I've known you, my Grindr tagline now has your slogan, so it's lovely. Take me.
Take me. I thought you
But
were
yeah, no, seriously.
more than
look,
just an algorithm.
we started
Yes, we
it.
can.
Yes, we can. But we started it. We wanted it to be better. We wanted it to be different. We wanted to be driver focused, and we wanted to be passenger focused.
I was going to ask you, so drivers out there who may be working for ride-hail apps. What's the benefit of working for a local operator, whether it's you in Edinburgh, you in Wirral?
Good heavens.
So that's question one. And my second question for you, when drivers, because obviously drivers have somebody they can talk to rather than an algorithm, when they're not earning, what advice do you give them? Is it a question of they're working the wrong shifts, or, you know, so the first question.
I think the first one's really, really simple, isn't it? I mean, we've all, you know, been on the road for, you know, ride-hail companies who, you know, like Voldemort shan't be named, and you've picked up the phone to deal with something. And it's often, you know, and I'm not going to knock offshore call centres. I mean, I've often had a Virgin, you know, or an internet issue not solved by them, but they don't understand you, they don't deal with it, and it's all corporate, and you don't get this niceness. You know, when a driver picks up the phone and says, you know, can I speak to Paul? Yeah, of course you can, love. What's going on? What's happened? You know,
that's nice when you're kind of a certain size, but if you suddenly found yourself expanding across Merseyside and Northwest.
Well, we have.
Yeah, but you know, and you've got 2,000 drivers.
We haven't.
It's more difficult. Say if you're the size of Alpha or Delta.
Yeah.
For you to pick up, you kind of lose some of that personal service. However, you still people that they can speak to.
Well, I think it's very important.
I think the quality of work's different.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. We had a brand new driver on an account job that we took off a rather large company, which was quite nice actually. But anyway, I'm digressing, which isn't what I'm like. I'm normally straight to the point, don't waffle at all. But if we can cut that laugh track, people believe me on this.
No.
This driver had an issue. This driver had an issue with a customer a passenger who was very rude and temperamental in the car, and he found me up after the job, and he said to me, this happened. And I said, right, take 2 deep breaths, have a cigarette if you smoke, and then phone me back and tell me exactly what happened. So he did what he did, calm down, told me exactly what had happened. And because he told me exactly what had happened and left nothing out, I was able to say, well, listen, I'm on the road too. I know what passengers are like.
You understand.
And therefore, I will deal with it. The next day, I phoned up the company concerned. The HR department went round and gave this passenger a bit of a telling off, quite a big telling off, and he'll no longer be able to book corporate cars again. But, you know, that driver, if he'd phoned up or gave a rating or fed back through the app, you know, you would have just had, oh, well, thanks for reporting that. And you're like, hold on, I don't want thanks for reporting that. I don't want to know that I'll never get that customer. What I actually want to know is that somebody cares.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I think as operators, we can be more creative. We recognise, obviously, we've got a customer, but driver is also a revenue. But also, we're community-based, and we can actually do things like this. So we're just going to show you a quick video of a driver giveaway where the driver's rewarding the customer.
Here's your goodie bag.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
And a free taxi ride.
And a free taxi ride as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Take care.
Things like that, we can be more genius. Paul, sorry, it's just, but I'm getting a bit hungry. Just behind you is a banana. Can you just grab me that banana from the...
Oh, good heavens!
Yeah, thanks.
Good heavens! I mean, I like the shorts, but you know, you can have a bit shorter. It's a bit limp.
Could you kind of do your magic on it?
Well, I could try. I'm not sure it's quite. What I might do, I don't want to put it here and bless it later for you.
If you can, just put that.
That's no problem.
That's marvelous.
I mean, if it came in pink, that would be nice.
A pink banana. It does look a bit limp there, doesn't it?
It's very, yeah.
Crisis.
But so, Paul, obviously it's been a hell of a journey for you.
Crazy, because they said it would never happen.
Where do you see the future with technology and obviously driverless cars?
Well, I think technology is quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the start of technology took us away from radios, took us away from talking to people, the office, took that link away. And that's something which the driver giveaway shows actually that office can get back to the customer and can, you know, go through the office and things like that. So that's really important. I think that's firstly a great step. And I mean, I might give away do a driver giveaway. Is that the right way around? I'll let you know if I give a driver away, you can have them. But it's great, you know, and I think that's really important. I think actually technology is great with what it does. It gives better feedback to passengers and drivers, what's going on. But, you know, we have to concentrate. And as you quite said, you know, we are local companies with humans in those offices. And we really have to concentrate that whilst we're using, you know, automatic sign-ups, we're using driver apps, we're using various payment processes and things like that, and portals and all this sort of stuff.
It's relationships.
We've got to remember that there is a reason why, us operators are here, and it isn't really because we've got technology, it's because we've got drivers who are giving us money. So we need to ensure that whilst the drivers are out there using this technology and having a great time of it and getting to their passengers really quickly, that as operators, remember that technology only goes so far.
It is literally there just to assist. I've always been a firm believer.
I go around the country, see a lot of cab offices, and the most successful ones are the ones that have been efficient, so drivers aren't being dragged in for silly, paying in a $5 or something like that. But Jodie's office is a good example. Drivers will come in with genuine concerns, and they can put them on. And I imagine you're a similar sort of character. You embrace it when you'd rather have a driver talk to you rather than just not talk to you and bottle it up and
definitely.
Yeah, we do that.
It is. I think that is our real only upper hand on some of the other competitors, to be honest with you.
Because you see with some of the ride-hailing, they're venting their frustration on WhatsApp groups, and that's escalating. Whereas a lot of what they're complaining could have been resolved with just a quick coffee and a conversation.
Very quickly. Takes no time at all.
Yeah.
No time at all. But drivers are really important, and I mean, we've got some great drivers. We've got one driver, Ian, who comes every year at Christmas and drops off a bottle of wine to my personal front door, and it's wonderful. And it's times like that I think to myself, we've cracked that relationship.
That's the front door, not the back door.
Yes, well, fortunately, I know how to differentiate. There's only been one driver at my back door, and that was my first boyfriend, who was a cab driver. You see, you wondered where I was going to go there, but I was a controller, and he was a driver, different firms, because and he drove a Ford Scorpio, and I just split up with Caroline, my one and only girlfriend. And if I can tell you a funny story about it, it's great. So Caroline was a bit uppity about me being gay, and I can understand it with these.
Well, she didn't like it.
Well, no, she wanted me.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a girl, isn't it?
Did you know you were gay when you were going out with Caroline, or was it her moustache that kind of converted you?
It was a beard, but I was very efficient with keeping a girl happy.
Every day's a school day, isn't it, Jen?
I was very efficient with keeping a girl happy, but I had a Volvo 340, my first ever car. You never forget your first car, obviously.
I like the way you put more emphasis on the Volvo than Caroline.
She had a better beard than I do, so and we're going up to Ipswich for karaoke, and a car broke down.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm no mechanic. And I said to Caroline, I'm going to have to phone Lee. She said, that's your boyfriend, isn't it? I said, yeah, it's my boyfriend. I said, well, how did we get back? I said, because Caroline wasn't a small lady, so she wouldn't have made the walk down the A12, God love her. And I said, we'll have to phone Lee and get to come and get us. And so Lee drives it. Lee's like, I'm not coming there, she's there. And so he picks us up. She sat in the back, didn't say a bloody word all the way back home. Gets out the car, she didn't even thank him, storms in her ass. And he goes, well, she didn't appreciate the lift, did she?
Was that when the relationship ended over the Volvo and the mechanic?
What, me and Lee?
No, you and Caroline.
Oh, no, me and Caroline ended a bit before that.
Yeah.
But it took time, it took time. And back in those days, though, in Colchester, we had one gay driver that we knew of. And sadly, only two lady drivers, and both of them you wouldn't have argued with because they would have removed your head just by two fingers.
Yeah. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
So we had plenty of them.
We had two lady drivers, one gay driver, and me so far in the closet that I was still trying to extricate myself from tunnels.
It is something. I mean, we actively promote female drivers. I don't think I've ever met an openly gay driver before. Have you?
Let me think.
I mean, unless it's obvious and is driving around in a pink car.
Other than Paula.
Oh yeah, Paula. You spoke about
however, to be fair,
that was trans though.
Yeah, but Paula wasn't. She was like in a marriage for years and years. So I actually don't know whether he was gay because he just liked syrup or two.
How did we get here? At what point in my life did I end up here pulling bananas off a mannequin and talking about
Paula
and
But but it's important.
That's
Drivers,
the great thing about life.
Drivers are important, and from whatever background they're from, whatever from whatever belief they have, whatever sexuality, gender,
Doesn't matter.
whatever, it doesn't matter.
No, of
And the
course it
great
doesn't.
thing is now, and I say when I'm sat in the car, I'm talking to people, and they say, oh, have you got a girlfriend? I mean, obviously not. And I say, oh, I've got a chap, and this, that, and the other. And they'll be like, oh, that's wonderful. You could do that.
I could sit here and talk to you for ages, but we have to move on to the next
do,
segment.
sadly, yes.
I am going to bring you on into a future podcast.
Oh, I'd love that.
I think he's brilliant. I think
he
he
is,
can do
yeah,
our
he's
job.
a character.
I love speaking to you, Paul.
Oh,
Thank you very
Dave,
much.
Thanks for
But-
bringing me in.
Thank
you are
you.
gorgeous.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for being here, obviously. It's nice to have somebody else glamorous on the show. Sorry, Dave.
I feel like that it felt like a piece of shit sandwich was there. But, I'd like to. We're just going to play a game now. So first of all, if you'd like, there's a box next to you there. This is genuine lost property that we pulled out of cabs, and I'd like you to take away an item.
Oh.
I mean, so if you want to take something home from our lost property bag.
It's difficult, isn't it? Sorry, bear with us. I think it might be a dinosaur that I can remember all the operators who've gone.
There you go. I want you to have that, and in fact, you can have my banana as well.
I would think they kind of.
You can maybe bring some life back into it.
I will tweet or Instagram it and
Yeah,
mention you. That's
when
lovely.
you get that banana, I'll give you a 30-second. But before you go, we play this game called True or False. The rules are very simple, and you can play as well as with myself and Jodie and the whole crew here. So I'll get my phone so we can record the crew as well. So you have to tell us a story, and then we have to guess whether it's true or false. Now, in the green room earlier, he was telling some fantastic stories. I don't know if they're true or false, but knowing you, they're probably true. But see if you can fool us all. So now we're going to play True or False. Go on, then, Paul. Give us a
Okay,
story.
so I'm in the city, picking up, and these two young couple get in the car, and they're going to Formby and possibly Kirby, and we're tootling along. First date, lovely jubblies, and he's like all concerned that she doesn't want her to be in a taxi on her own, and she says, and he says, I'll make sure you get home safe because you know what cab drivers are like. Gets to her house, gets her hat. Then she comes running back, leans in the window and says, by the way, your cab driver's gay, make sure you get home safe and drop me a text. Shortened version of the story, if true. But it might not be.
Ooh. Jodie, what do you reckon? Is that true or false?
I think it's false.
Oh, I'm going to go with, let me look Paul in the eyes. I think it's true. And so, crew, what do we reckon? We'll go along here. Jake?
True.
Charlie?
True.
Sam?
False.
Ooh. Phil? False.
True.
David Lowery's in the building. Look, there he is. Yeah.
True.
And Chris, are you two a couple, by the way? We're very close there. So there you go. Are we true or false?
We are certainly true. Certainly true. He was horrified to find out I was gay, and she found it very funny because he'd sat back in the front seat when he dropped her off at the house. So you know what cab drivers are like? Not this one, baby.
Well, there you go. Well, Paul, you've been an absolute star, hasn't he, everyone? Oh, brilliant. You can come again.
Thank you.
Me and you will carry on the conversation. Jodie, you can
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
excuse
go,
yourself.
shall I?
Yeah, see you later.
And we'll carry on the conversation now, sweetie. Until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to
Cheers.
like, ring
the bell. Ring my
and,
bell.
and do all that funky stuff you have to do, and tell your friends about this video. And we'll catch you next time with this episode.